Pitts TV, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm Lamar Pitts, and this is my dad, Greg Pitts. We go all around the world covering community service, places to go, places to shop, places to eat, not to mention we record our lives on a daily basis. So to see our perception of the 21st century, join us in Lamar Pitts TV.
Stay tuned for more. Good morning, everybody. This is your boy producer, Greg Pitts of Lamar Pitts TV here in Oahu, Hawaii. I'm gonna walk around a little bit, try to see if I can find some local people to give me a little background on what they feel that's going on here. 5 o'clock this evening, we'll be having the parade. So look forward to that. Again, producer, Greg Pitts, Lamar Pitts TV. Goodbye. Everybody, this is Greg Pitts with Lamar Pitts TV here in Oahu, Hawaii. I just happened to meet a World War II veteran. Say a little something, however you want to do it, just a few seconds.
What?
At Atu.
That's Harvard.
Okay.
It's called the Forgotten War. Forgotten War. They don't tell about it.
Yeah, it is a forgotten war. They don't talk about it. That's why I came.
About me. They don't talk about my buddy.
Well, my father-in-law was a World War II veteran too, and they don't talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it, okay?
Not talk about things like that.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah, those are nice things to talk about, and I'm glad that I'm opening my video with such a beautiful person.
Thank you.
All right.
That's it.
Okay. You're welcome. No problem.
You want to take a picture of the best service?
You, the proud, the Marines.
And also the parade down in Waikiki. We trust each and every one of you with ears to hear and eyes to see will be joining us at various parts of the Waikiki parade, as well as at the end of the Waikiki Shell for the awards presentation. But anyway, therefore, it gives me great pleasure to introduce a surfer, a surfing mayor, walking the talk of being the top dog for the city and county of Honolulu, for Mayor Carlisle to come on stage and give us a few words and what's on his heart and mind. Let's give it up for Mayor Carlisle, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter, they're all yours. Welcome.
I'd like to start off by saying, for those of you who are not aware of it, I will be mayor for exactly 2.5 more weeks, at which point I move on. So the most important part of that is for those of you who live there, if you've got a problem with a pothole, don't call me from that point on, please. I would like to let you know that it is a genuine pleasure to be here. For those of you who are from out of state, I am Peter Carlisle, 13th mayor of the city and county of Honolulu, properly referred to as Peter the 13th. Thank you very much. In December 1941, a surprise attack was launched against America and launched us into the inferno of the Second World War. Out of the ashes of tyranny and the Holocaust rose America's greatest generation. The greatest generation describes Americans who lived through the Great Depression and then went on to fight in World War II and aid the war effort from home. These people fought and labored not for fame and recognition, but because it was the right thing to do. Through their struggles, we rebuilt America, and they helped rebuild America into the most powerful nation on the planet Earth. Judy and I, my wife, are children of the greatest generation. Her father was a metallurgist and made aircraft parts. Her mother worked in an emergency room as a nurse. Her family was very frugal. Nothing was wasted or thrown away. To this day, my 92-year-old mother-in-law washes out plastic bags and folds tin foil for reuse. I am sorry to say I have not ever followed her fine example. My dad was in Mark Clark's Fifth Army. He suffered from yellow fever, malaria, and dysentery, and fought in Italy against the Hermann Goering Line. He returned with a Bronze Star and field commission as a warrant officer. My mother worked as a civilian observer spotting planes. After the war was over, they too lived modestly. My father worked at a local newspaper for 40 years and never made a whole lot of money, while my mother raised us and handled our finances. Our parents were typical of the greatest generation. They knew the debt that they owed friends, classmates, neighbors, relatives who sacrificed their lives during the war. There were so many that never returned home. The greatest generation honored that debt by building a country with the hope that it would last for generations to come, and they have succeeded. We are here today in part to honor and thank them for what they did for us. Some who were at Pearl Harbor on this day 71 years ago are here with us today, and we are to honor them as well. They saw the destruction brought by hundreds of Japanese aircraft. They were in Pearl Harbor as 16 naval vessels were damaged or sunk. They were there when our naval and air bases were destroyed, and they were there when thousands of Americans were wounded or killed. Like December 7th here in the United States, there is also a remembrance in Japan on August 6th, which has similar significance to the Japanese. And like December 7th, it has particular meaning here in Honolulu where it happened. So too does August 6th across the ocean in Hiroshima. It is a special honor for me to be here today as mayor to remember what happened in Pearl Harbor, and also to have had the chance to remember the war from the other side of the Pacific. In Hiroshima, the first time any Honolulu went to the peace ceremony was last year. It was in part to commemorate one of our first sister city relationships in the United States history, and Hiroshima was Honolulu's very first sister city. For us, we lived through a day of infamy that has to be remembered. For them, they lived through, and some survived, a day that shook the earth when an atomic weapon was unleashed against a city as an act of war. There is no discussion today about who was at fault or who was to blame. What we need to discuss today is how far we've come since that incident, because in that, I believe we bring hope to the future of mankind. It is my unwavering belief that citizens of the United States and Japan should attend a December 7th Pearl Harbor Day commemoration here in Honolulu. I am equally convinced that citizens from Japan and the United States should attend an August 6th Peace Memorial ceremony in Hiroshima City. We are all obligated to preserve and remember the very grim events that connect Honolulu, Hawaii, and Hiroshima City, Japan, in a timeless effort to prevent such inhumanity from occurring again. Out of these ashes, we can find hope for future generations. From the memorials that they celebrate in Japan and here, we promote peace in these cities and hopefully peace for the entire world. It has been my honor and privilege to have participated in my official capacity at this event and at other events at Pearl Harbor, the Arizona Memorial, and on the Mighty Mo, and at other bases throughout the island. And it has been enlightening to meet so many veterans, the people who gave so much for our country. It has been a pleasure to have gotten to know the men and women of today's military, to have built relationships between the city and the military here on Oahu, to have gotten to know the outstanding soldiers and leadership based here in Honolulu. Aloha! Mahalo.
Peter the 13th, huh?
I say this. We are here for you today because you were here for us then. We have stood on your shoulders for many generations, and you have made us proud. I want to say to you today that the watch is relieved. We stand the watch. You have given us a tremendous amount of pride in your heroic deeds. Your valiant efforts have not gone unnoticed and will never be forgotten. So often we think about those in uniform and we forget about those that support those in uniform, the families, the friends, the communities that sacrifice day in and day out to continue on the life in which you have departed from to serve this great nation of ours. The young men and women today here, we salute you. We salute you for your courage and your conviction, for making the decision early in life to commit to something larger than yourselves, to serve your nation with honor and dignity. You had many choices in life, but you chose and made a good decision. We are so proud of you. Quite often, our United States of America Armed Forces, we are congratulated about the technology and the systems that we have at our disposal. But I'm here to say this to you, that none of those systems are worth anything without the men and women that man them. You are the best of the best. You do reflect those that have come before you. We rely on you. We trust in you. And we are confident that our future remains safe, that our democracy remains stable and secure because of your commitment to do what needs to be done to protect this great United States of America. God bless.
has steel on the bottom of the car.